If you're a real Warriors fan living in the US, this video is for you. From coast to coast, America is buzzing after last night's game. Steph Curry just reminded the whole country why he runs the West. Bombshell alert, Warriors fans, buckle up, because the news coming out of the Bay has the entire NBA world buzzing. Word is spreading fast that the Golden State Warriors are preparing to go all in on a blockbuster move, and the target is crystal clear. They are ready to sacrifice future draft picks, maybe even multiple first-rounders, to land a star big man who can finally solve their frontcourt struggles. This isn't just speculation, folks. This is momentum building toward a move that could reshape the Warriors roster, reignite Steph Curry's championship window, and completely change the balance of power in the Western Conference. The question is, who could this big man be, and how serious are the Warriors about putting their future chips on the table? Let's break this down. We all know the Warriors' current situation. Steph Curry is 37 years old and still playing at an elite level, but the clock is ticking. The franchise owes it to him, and to the fanbase, to give him the right roster that can compete now, not in 3 or 4 years. Draft picks are great for rebuilding teams, but Golden State is not in rebuild mode. They are in win-now mode. That's why the front office, led by Mike Dunleavy Jr., is reportedly floating future picks around the league, telling rival executives that they're open for business. That's a major shift in tone from last year, when the Warriors held on to their picks and tried to balance the future with the present. Not anymore. Now it's clear they want a difference maker in the paint. Why a big man? Well, it's obvious. The Warriors' biggest weakness has been size, rim protection, and rebounding. Draymond Green, for all his brilliance, is undersized at center. Kevin Looney has been reliable, but he isn't a dominant force who scares opposing teams. The modern NBA requires versatility, but when you're going up against Nikola Jokic, Anthony Davis, or even emerging bigs like Victor Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren, you need someone who can physically battle in the post, defend the rim, and still contribute offensively. The Warriors know this. They've been exposed too many times in playoff series where their lack of size cost them dearly. That's why the whispers are so loud right now. Golden State is locked in on solving this issue before it's too late. Now, the juicy part. Who are the names being floated as possible targets? Let's start with some of the biggest. The dream scenario, the name that always gets brought up, is Minnesota's Karl Anthony Towns. Towns is an all-star, a stretch big who can shoot from outside, space the floor, and still rebound at a high level. He's expensive, and Minnesota would demand a king's ransom, but the Warriors putting picks on the table suddenly makes the conversation more real. Imagine a lineup with Curry, Klay, Draymond, and KT. That would completely change how defenses approach Golden State. Another name in the rumor mill is Pascal Siakam. Yes, he's more of a power forward than a center, but his size, two-way ability, and championship experience would be a perfect fit for the Warriors' system. Siakam brings length, athleticism, and scoring versatility. Toronto is in a semi-rebuild, and the Warriors' future picks could be exactly what they're looking for. The fit is intriguing, and Siakam's motor would bring new energy to the Bay. But it doesn't stop there. Some insiders believe the Warriors could be eyeing defensive monsters like Jarrett Allen from the Cleveland Cavaliers. Allen is not the flashy offensive star, but he's an elite rim protector and rebounder, exactly the type of anchor who could allow Draymond to roam and Curry to focus on offense without worrying about getting crushed in the paint. Cleveland might be hesitant, but with Donovan Mitchell's future uncertain, don't be surprised if they're willing to listen to big offers. Another option? The Warriors could go after a rising young center like Walker Kessler from Utah. Kessler is developing into one of the best shot blockers in the league, and the Jazz are in asset collecting mode. Golden State dangling first-rounders could tempt Utah to accelerate their rebuild. Adding a young, defensive-minded big would also extend the Warriors' competitive timeline, giving them help now while preparing for a future after Curry. Of course, the biggest wild card is Joel Embiid. Now, don't get too excited because Philadelphia is not openly shopping him, but the whispers of Embiid's potential frustration with the Sixers haven't gone away. If Embiid ever forces his way out, the Warriors' willingness to put future picks and young players on the table would at least put them in the conversation. Curry and Embiid together? That's a pairing that would shake the league to its core. It's unlikely right now, but you can't completely rule it out. So, what exactly are the Warriors willing to trade? Reports suggest they could move their 2027 and 2029 first-round picks, possibly with protections, along with young players like Moses Moody or even Brandon Podziemski if the return is massive. Jonathan Kuminga, however, appears to be the sticking point. The Warriors view him as part of their core future, and they've been reluctant to include him in trade talks. But here's the reality: if the right star big becomes available, Golden State might have to bite the bullet and consider it. Championship windows don't stay open forever. This is why the stakes are so high. Trading future picks is risky, especially when Curry is nearing the end of his career. If the move works, and they land a star big who delivers a title, it's all worth it. But if it fails, the Warriors could be staring at years of mediocrity without the draft capital to rebuild. It's a gamble. But let's be honest, this team has always thrived on bold moves. Trading Monta Ellis for Andrew Bogut. Drafting Curry when others doubted his ankles. Signing Kevin Durant. Even the D'Angelo Russell for Andrew Wiggins deal. Golden State has never been afraid to take risks, and this could be the next big swing. Steph Curry himself is part of the pressure here. He's been publicly supportive of the front office, but privately, sources say he wants one last true shot at another ring. He doesn't want to waste his final years on a roster that's good but not great. The front office knows this. Ownership knows this. And the fanbase feels it too. Trading future picks is about making sure Curry doesn't spend his last seasons wondering what could have been. Think about the ripple effects too. If the Warriors pull off a blockbuster for a star big man, it completely changes how other contenders react. The Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets, Suns, everyone would have to adjust. Suddenly, the Warriors go from a fringe playoff team to a true contender again. The league remembers how dangerous Curry is when he has the right supporting cast. One major addition could swing the balance of power back to Golden State. So, let's ask the big question: will it happen? Sources close to the team believe talks are already ongoing, with multiple teams being contacted. Nothing is imminent yet, but the message is clear: the Warriors are ready to use their draft picks as trade ammunition. They've crossed that line mentally, and now it's about finding the right deal. The front office doesn't want to just throw picks away. It has to be for the right player, someone who elevates them back into the title race. That's why the next few weeks could be explosive. Imagine the scenes, Warriors fans. Curry launching threes while a star big man dominates inside. Draymond barking on defense, finally with help down low. Klay spacing the floor. Kuminga flying in transition. That's the vision, and it's within reach. But only if the front office pulls the trigger. So what do you think? Should the Warriors trade away future first-round picks to get a big man now? Should they risk it all for Curry's last dance? Or should they hold on to their future assets and hope Kuminga and Podziemski blossom into stars? This is the debate raging right now, and it's one of the most important decisions in franchise history. Because make no mistake, this isn't just about the 2026 season. This is about the legacy of the Warriors dynasty. Do they fade away slowly, clinging to the past, or do they reload with one more bold strike, one more big move, to chase glory again? The bombs are about to drop, and Golden State is at the center of it all. Bombshell alert indeed. Stay locked in, because if the Warriors pull this off, the entire NBA landscape will change overnight.